big centre pairing. What are your feelings about going up against Bastero and Fofana?
You know, they're both amazing players. Fortunate to play with Wes, and you know, I can't say enough about him. Like, you know, he's got it all, and you know, Bastero was extremely physical and probably doesn't get the credit he deserves for all his other skill set. Really, you know, he has some lovely touches, and you know, in defence and in the contact area, he's like a rock, really. So, you know, it's going to be tough. But we need to make sure now we concentrate, you know, what the coaches want us to execute, and make sure that we get a good week's prep going into the game. Yeah, it'll be a tough game. You know, going to Paris is always extremely hard place to go. You know, we've got a decent run last couple of years. I think we've won the last 3. So we know to make sure that we keep that run going. It's going to be a tough ask. You know, they're extremely passionate. And they got some great players, and you know, they'd probably be disappointed on the result at the end against Ireland in their last game.
In terms of matters off the field, Roger Lewis announced that he'll be stepping down at the end of the World Cup. Can you get your reaction to that?
Look, to be honest, the relationship that the national team have had with Roger in terms of the support that he's given us over since I've been here has been outstanding. You know, there's no doubt we've got some of the best rugby facilities in the world, and when we've gone to Roger to ask for things in terms of support for the team, whether it's been staff or facilities, he's been absolutely outstanding in terms of what he's done for us as a national team. And then off the field, you have to look at the figures in terms of the debt that's been reduced. So I think he's going to leave Welsh rugby in very, very healthy states, and the challenges for someone who comes in is to continue the good work that he's done.
Does it have any bearing on your long-term future, because your contract goes on, of course, to
Yeah, it probably does.
Can you elaborate on that?
No.
Games against France must have good memories for you, because you came into the side last year when Wales won pretty handsomely at the Millennium Stadium. So are you hoping for a repeat performance this time?
Yes, it would be nice. But the French are obviously top quality side. They got some exciting backs and a big pack, so it's just got to be alert at all times of what they're going to do, and we need to stick to our game plan and to make sure we execute it well.
With the impressive try-scoring form you have at the moment, do you think the other teams will pay a bit more attention to you than that?
We can try to, yeah. But it's just obviously I'm in the right place at the right time, really. It's obviously we've had a couple of runs, but last couple of tries I think have been just fault lines, really. So like if they're all going to keep an eye on me, then it's going to open holes for other players in the team. So it's about picking the right time to make the move.
It's as far as the campaign goes, of course, there's no room to slip up now. How much extra pressure does that add to Saturday?
I think it is pressure, but it's good pressure. It's making us know we have to perform if we want to get the title back, and that's something we look forward to, and we enjoy putting pressure on each other in training, and I think that'll make you a better squad come the end of the campaign and looking forward towards the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. With that in mind, playing that knockout rugby must be something you can't really replicate in training, I guess, is it?
No, it's not. There's nothing you can replicate like that, and the coaches do try their best to replicate and put the pressure on you in training, but again, that's something that makes you better as a person, as a team, and especially as a pack, as a unit. Obviously everyone gets their roles right, and things go well.
What have you made of France so far?
They're big, very physical. They can play 2 types of rugby. Obviously, you've seen on the weekend, the previous weekend, against Ireland. They can play the big physical game, but then when they want to, they can spread it wide. So our defence will have to be another step up from Scotland, and hopefully we can do that and limit the points they score on the weekend.
Yeah, we trained at the stadium. Obviously, the weather this morning. To be honest, we've had good rhythm, good tempo all week. Sort of buoyed by a win up in Murrayfield obviously helps. It's nice to get into the stadium. It's going to be, I'd imagine, a faster track over in Paris, so certainly training at the stadium helps. And boys trained well, and just looking forward to the game on Saturday night now.
Were you surprised that Mathieu Bastero isn't in the starting lineup for France? Were you expecting him to be starting in the centre?
I think the one thing you realise when you look at the French players and their selection, it's similar when you look at England, their ability or the strength and depth they've got in every position. They've got probably 5 or 6 centres that they're able to call upon. Obviously with Bastro, we all know what he's good at. He's been quite effective for France, but obviously it may be an indication that they are going to play a little bit more rugby, play a little bit wider out. That's obviously Saint-André's selection, but I think whoever they pick in the centre is a very, very good player, and we're very guarded whoever they pick, really.
I understand the French-based players have been sort of addressing the group and trying to pass on some insight about individual players and also the mentality. What's been said about kind of what to expect from the French team?
Just a big thing that's come out is obviously once they get their, in terms of confidence up and maybe a couple of good things at the start, we have to start well. They said they emphasise the first 20 minutes is key. If we get their pack going forward and some of their quality backs in good spirits and things, it's going to be difficult to stop. The crowd will get going, and it's a pretty tough place to be, they're saying out there, when a French team is going well. So big thing for us is to start well, be accurate on the ball, whatever we do, whether it be set piece, kicking, whatever it is, and hopefully sort of silence the crowd and try and make it as difficult as we can for the French team.
And in the changes that have come to the team this week, how will that affect the way you play, do you think?
I don't think it'll affect the way we play. I think obviously it's probably a little bit of a shake-up in terms of 1 or 2 different boys coming in, but that's great. Boys have been chomping at the bit to play. Obviously it's been a fairly settled team for us for a fair old while now. So boys coming in are excited and desperate to play, and I think boys who maybe been dropped to the bench or whatever have got a big impact to make coming on against a pretty big French bench as well. So I think the dynamic is pretty good. The confidence in the team is great, and like I said, we're really looking forward to Saturday in front of 80,000 people, Stade de France, 6 o'clock kick-off. It's perfect.